How's it? Lekker? Sure. So here we go. It's episode 3. In the past 2 episodes, we spoke about the history and conception of the Yussus lifestyle brand. We discussed our intentions with these podcasts of growing a global community of South Africans living around the world. And we chatted to our Yussus ambassador, Katie, about life growing up in SA and the favorite slang words we all use on a daily basis when communicating with each other. Today, we will speak to another Yussus ambassador about life growing up in SA and her favorite slang words she uses every day. After this episode, we will start to chat to South Africans living abroad to hear their stories and adventures as they have moved out of South Africa and into the world. So today's guest is a crazy creature who is dynamic, unique, sexy, and full of echte South African Goedspa en gees. She is a world-renowned model and actress, walking runways from Tokyo to Milan to Miami. She has starred in local and international movies and sitcoms like Egoli, and has worked alongside huge actors like Samuel L. Jackson. She is an entrepreneur, stylist, and savvy businesswoman, a dedicated mother to 4 creative children, a loyal sister and friend. She is gorgeous, sassy, and so much fun to chat to. I met her in the days of white trash streetwear, where she walked in to our retail store in Cape Town and sighed, "Yussus, I feel like I'm at home here." She is a diamond in the rough with an irresistible Smaak. And so I'm so delighted to welcome Christina Storm.
Lady?
Hello, Sissy.
Hello, beautiful princess. How are you?
I'm lekker. Hoe gaan dit?
Dit gaan pile.
Pila.
Yeah, I'm just busy peeling a fucking mealie as I'm speaking
As
to
long
you.
as you don't gooi the mealie, I'm happy.
No, I'm not going to gooi a mealie. I'm just putting, I'm busy. You know what, this is probably the fucking worst time you can call me because I'm cooking dinner.
Oh,
But,
no. So let me call you back.
No, don't sweat. If we can do this now. How
Then it's
is
out
the
the
timing?
way.
Do you want to go on, do you want to record or what do you want to do?
We're recording already, so let's go. We can always edit out
Okay,
this
let's
first
go,
part,
girl.
but I think this
I've got-
first part about peeling a mealie is perfect. This is what the women of South Africa do at 6:30 at
I'm
night.
literally busy peeling a mealie, like 4 millies for dinner tonight. Because I have to do millies with water. And I've got 2
Lekker.
kids in the bath. I'm walking up the stairs now.
Lekker, man,
So,
lekker.
yes,
So
we
you're
just
doing it
got back
all.
from the beach.
Who was it? Was it
I'm
lekker
doing it
by
all,
this year?
dear. It's lekker by this year, but I mean, like, who can I swear on the podcast?
Of course.
Who the fuck decides to have a baby at the age of, who pops a baby at the age of 42? Like,
You.
really, Christina? What were you thinking? Huh? I'm going to be making lunch boxes until I'm 60.
Yeah. I still remember when we were actually chatting about it when you had just fallen preggies. I think it was with Vince. And we were doing the photo shoot and you were and we were so excited. It was a boy and it was so lekker and...
And we were like, a boy? Like, how do you love a boy? Like,
Yeah.
we've never had a boy in the family. Like, we've only had girls.
Yeah,
And
but
all of a sudden we got a boy. And I'm like,
but
how
it's
do you
very
love a
different,
boy?
eh? Boys and girls are different to bring up. I see that with my sister and her
He
children.
is everything. He is everything. When that little boy popped out, he was like, okay, we love him. He's everything.
Oh, that's awesome, Scotty.
Yeah.
So thank you
Listen.
for taking this call today and being part of Yussus and always being such a lekker cherry with it. You know, you are my...
No. I want to thank you. I just want to say thank you so much for my beautiful packages that you always send me. and so carefully packed and so kindly packed. And, just before my birthday and always thinking of me, it means everything.
It's
like,
such a pleasure. It's such a pleasure,
really. I could literally feel like, the energy and the love and everything that was packed into it. It was so super cool.
Yeah, of course. And I think you've got that same energy that I do. When you do something, you must do it to the T and extra and love and caring.
And it's about giving.
Yes.
And I love giving.
Exactly.
I love giving. Like,
I think I had more fun making it up and doing it for you than actually, to see your face. It's much better for me in that way to give it out, So that's
absolutely.
awesome.
I love giving. I have this little bag in my cupboard, which I have. It's my giving bag, where I go throughout the year. I see things, and if it reminds me of somebody, I buy it and I put it in the bag. And when it's their birthday or when it's Christmas or whatever,
you've got it for them.
Then I have something to give. Yeah, it's not something like, oh, should I have to give? Oh, should I go? I have to go buy something and give somebody something. It's it's thoughtful.
Yeah, exactly.
And your gift is so thoughtful.
Your gifts and my gifts are not really about on the day finding something for the person, but it's throughout the year.
Throughout the year, when I see something and it reminds me of somebody, I have it and I collect it, and when it's the right time, I give it to that person. And that's how I felt when you gave me your stuff. It was just so oh my word, every little thing that I opened, and the kids as well. It was just oh my word, this is so magical. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
Anyway, so you wanted to talk about, can you hear me?
That?
I heard some ocean waves, yeah?
Yeah. Yes, says Evie. Stina? Yes, says Tina. I made a sound clip of it. Did you hear it? Okay, let me play it again. Listen.
Yes, Stina.
But you can hear her go she knows it's she can't say that,
yes.
Because that's a thing between it's a thing between my sisters and myself. My older sister Sonia and my younger sister Wilhelmine. Whenever because we're very outspoken, we do things very differently.
Really?
When other people have thoughts. Yeah, serious. When other people will think things, but they will never say it, but we will say those things.
That's what I love about you girls, the Storm girls.
And then the only answer would be from my sisters, either Sonia, Wilhelmine, or myself would be Yussus, Wilhelmine, Yussus, Sonia, Yussus, Christina. And that's the only explanation, and that says it all. Yussus, Wilhelmine. So you wanted to talk about the word Yussus.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what you feel about it. Yeah.
Because I grew up in the 70s and the 80s in the apartheid era, and my parents were very liberal, and I'm digressing, but
no, please, I want to hear.
I remember the one word that connected everybody. You asked me where I was born. I was born in Pretoria, which I didn't want to admit. But I was only born there. I left the Boerewoord Gordyn when I was 2 weeks old. My mom literally put me in a shoebox, and we got on a flight to Namibia, to Southwest Africa back in those days.
Wow.
And, we were very much ostracized because I'm totally digressing, but we were the only people who invited in the 70s had Black people come to our dinner at a dinner table, and my dad used to work at the diamond mines, and he was protecting the Ovambos, which were they were very much ostracized. My dad tried to come up with them and start a movement and everything, but he got fired from the mines.
Okay.
And
this is like a history though, because this is the history of our country, and I think also the word
Yussus. So what I'm trying to say, and I'm totally digressing. What I'm trying to say is that I come from Southwest Africa, and the word Yussus comes from Zimbabwe, comes from Southwest Africa, comes from with you Venda, Xhosa, Zulu, isiZulu, whatever. It was a word that when I grew up in the 80s in the apartheid era, for me it was a word that
connected,
that everybody understood.
Yeah.
it was, Yussus was almost like the word kak. You could be kaku, or it could be, you can be, that person is kak rich or kak poor, or this was like, kak cold, the weather is kak cold, or the weather is kak warm. And that's the same with Yussus. Yussus could be, Yussus, what have you done? Yussus, that's amazing. Or, oh my word, Yussus, we're in shit.
I love that. I love your sound effects. I love the way you put that into the
there
different contexts. Thank you.
There are so many contexts where you can use the word Yussus. And what I'm trying to, like, as I'm digressing, I'm trying to say to you, like, that for me growing up in the 80s in apartheid, whether you were black, Benda, Sutu, isiZulu, Xhosa, whatever, it was the one word that I will tell you a quick story. I took my mom 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Geez, has it been that long? We went to a Sabi trip, like it was luxury and everything, and we drove back. My mom lived in Louis Trichardt at the time.
Yeah.
So we drove back, and I thought back then we didn't have GPS or those things. And I thought I would take from Sabi. I don't know where Sabi was, somewhere in the Kruger National Park. And we drove back to Louis Trichardt. But I took a shortcut through like Venda area. And we got lost. And randomly in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, we found a petrol station. And I said to the guy, like, excuse you, can you tell me which way is Louis Trichardt? Yeah. And all he said to me was, Yussus. And I said to my mom, okay, we're fucked. We're fucked.
But no,
and that's all he had to say. Sorry, dude, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. What I was saying, it was just the way, like, the guy, the way he said it, the way you can say Yussus in so many ways.
Yes.
But the way he said it,
you knew
while we were in the middle of Venda, not knowing, and it's like, Yussus. And I was like, okay, you didn't have to say anything else because now we know we are fucked.
But now I wanted to ask you something else, Muscat. You've been traveling since you were young, modeling around the world. You've done a lot of actress jobs around the world. I think you even acted with Samuel L. Jackson. I'm just wondering, like, how did they take your accent and your jingo, lingo, and the slang that we brought in? You know, did they pick it up, or were they just
I lost so many jobs because of my accent. You know what? Once you're South African, there are very, very few actors in South Africa that can achieve an American accent because I guess Afrikaans now, and it's like Diermai.
It's like trying to hear the Americans say the South African accent, and I think Blood Diamond.
It's an epic fail when I'm trying to do an American accent. I can do any other, like, Indian, African,
you can even play
any other accent.
You can even play Pinky in Egoli.
Pinky, I played Pinky. Oh God, don't remind me. Oh God, at least it paid the bills.
At least it paid the bills. But that was some acting. That was some real talent there. I don't think many people could have played that part, you know. So
no, dude. But the nice thing about that part was I got thrown into the deep end, and obviously I was very ostracized when I got to the set because everybody thought like, oh, Christina Storm, the model. Yeah. And when I got there, I was very humble and I asked for directions because I've never acted before. The only acting I've done was in commercials where you just have to look cute and like drink a beer or drink a champagne or whatever and look cute. Yeah. And all of a sudden I had to learn lines and I've got to get it right. And those people were so kind to me and they were so sweet and said, surprised that I was so humble. So I learned a lot, but never mind. The 2 years at Egoli, I had diarrhea like every fucking morning because it was so stressful. You have one rehearsal and 2 takes. Get it right, bitch. I literally had diarrhea every morning. It was just, I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
You see, this is the color and the Smaak that I talk about with the Yussus people, with the South African people, you know.
Yeah, but then I would go from like what, and the studios were so like horribly equipped. We had like broken like chip mugs and
Oh,
like
man.
really like bad like,
Under budget, low budget bullshit.
yeah, low budget stuff. So I would like go and like drop my guts in one toilet, then run to the next before we had to do rehearsals. And oh God, it was terrible. I don't wish it on my worst enemy.
Yes, Christina.
Oh, there are you, my baby. Yes, Christina. But let me tell you.
That story deserved that.
Okay, but I remember my dad served as a diplomat for many years.
Yeah.
So when I was about like 8, 9 years old, he was in Austria, in Vienna, and he was a diplomat there. And he had this girlfriend, Manuela, who had a 6-year-old daughter. And we used to go visit over holidays.
Yeah.
And she said to me, "Ik kan ook Afrikaans reden." Like, meaning I can also speak Afrikaans. And I'm like, "Oh yeah? What can you say?" She said to me, "Ja, yes, that's hot." I'm like, okay, I guess you heard that from my dad. That's not Afrikaans. That's ja, yes, that's hot.
Oh, that's so cool. What a story. I love that. I absolutely love that. That's amazing, hey? Oh, man. Just from your
you
dad's
can speak
accent.
Afrikaans, bitch. Yes.
Yeah, you can. You said the words. And are there other words that you use mostly in your day? Like, are there other ones like, you know, vingat and
Slang words.
Yeah. Just what are other favorite words that you love to say?
I become with my close friends. I become very butch, and I have a little bit of. Even though my mother, I have grown up very civilized with like, being my dad being a diplomat, my mother being like a medical technologist. So I've grown up very civilized. My parents completely do not understand where I come from because they did not raise me like that. But I have like a big like bad stripe of white trash in me. So
we don't fuck around.
maybe it's
That's
me
how we
rebelling.
met, remember?
Yeah, but that's just me. So I become very butch with my friends. Like I would say horse or like away. When somebody greets me, I'll just be like away, my bro. Away comes from away. Like back when people used to go fishing in the oceans, it would be away.
Yeah.
Which eventually became away, my bro. And I'll be like, if my sister asks me something, are you coming tonight? I'll be like horse. Horse. HOSS. Horse means like yes.
Horse.
Or you can say horse like hello. Horse, my bro. Horse,
my
away.
Bro. Yeah. That's awesome words. Those are lekker. Those are cool. Okay.
Yeah, so I've got a lot of like, I mean, really, I can put myself in the dumpsters because...
Yeah, but I think, you know what, I think this is what I was, you know, we were chatting earlier, my brother and I, about this, and it's like the realness of the South Africans, you know, we come from a lot of spaces and places in life where we really have to dig deep. And I think that the way that you handle it and the way that you know, don't take it so serious, you know, is really an awesome thing about us, that we've really been through the thick of it. So now, like, you know, through our language and through our connections with others, we really have a bordering white trash kind of element to it when we speak South African slang, you know?
Yes, but that's the thing. And I think the question you asked me earlier on was like, what do I like about South Africa and what do I not like? And I mean, the thing that I like is that something as simple as a braai can unify a whole nation, a whole neighborhood, a whole little squad.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, then you have the verkrampte tannies who cannot deal with anything that's foreign. Because anything that's foreign or anything that they don't know about is frowned upon and has to be bullied and
because their
ridiculed.
Shit doesn't stink. They shit roses.
Exactly. So that's the only thing I don't like, because throughout my travels, I could always spot a South African at the airport, whether it's Tokyo, New York, Miami, Milan, wherever I could see the Afrikaanse tannies and it were me.
Yeah.
I could spot them a mile away before they even spoke. But in the same way, those people, you just light a fire and you put a fucking wors on the braai and everything is cool.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, you know. Certain traditions that we have,
It's that easy.
certain words really bring that unification. So that's awesome. That's, yeah, the bring and braai, you know, the infamous bring and braai.
Ja, die bring en braai, bring a dop en bring a braai, ja.
Yeah, a chop and a dop.
Chop and dop, yeah. We spend like, what did my cousin say? Like, we spend 1,000 rand on, we spend 1,000 rands on dop
Rond.
and 50 rands on polony te braai.
50 rand on polony te braai, hey? Listen, how's your children doing in the butt and how's your millies going?
My millies are not even on the pot yet. My kids are still running around naked. We just came from the beach.
Oh my God,
so they're full of sand. Yeah.
Okay, Macy,
No,
but then listen, I'm very grateful for your call and to take the call, and I'm lekker to chat to you. It was really awesome. I couldn't think of anybody but you to actually put onto this podcast today, because if anyone in my circles knows the South African slang and the way to praat it, it's you, you know. So I'm very appreciative, and I'm appreciative that you're giving up time in the butt, like they call it suicide hour, you know.
Yeah. It's suicide hour. Absolutely.
Suicide hour. So I'm really, look at you, you know, you're dynamic. Even in all that chaos, gooiing millies, putting kids in baths, coming back from the sea, you're still giving us your fullness and awesome stories. So thank you.
Oh, no, you're very welcome. I love you very much.
Buy a donkey.
And you're buy a donkey. Koop 'n fucking donkey.
Koop 'n fucking donkey. Oh, okay, my
Boy,
Macy.
donkey, ne?
Yeah, donkey. And we'll chat soon.
Okay,
I'll catch up with you in the
guys.
week.
Love you lot.
Thank you. Love you. Take care, Chrissy.
Sweet. Bye. Love you.
Love
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
And that was Christina.
Wow, no, she sounds like an amazing woman, really, and
She's full of heart and she's down to earth.
and she could have gone for another hour. I think you need to get her on you and have a chat with her by yourself.
I think that's a definite idea, because she's also got a lot of insight and a lot of history that comes with her.
Definitely. Well, just heard the background. Her father was a diplomat. Her mother was a medical scientist.
Yeah.
And she's from all backgrounds. And the thing that I think that I loved the most, what she said, was that the word Yussus was what united people from every different culture. She said, what is Zulu, Xhosa, Venda, Pedi, Afrikaans, English, Greek, Pora, Lebanese, Jew, Italian.
In a time that was very difficult, in a time when the people didn't really want to be restricted and suppressed, but were listening to a government that was enforcing this.
Yeah, and
and
every
through
Tuesday
the
and every
cultures and the
Thursday,
peoples.
every Tuesday and every Thursday, everything was Afrikaans.
Yeah. Every Tuesday, every Thursday. SABC,
Everything.
SABC.
Môre is nog 'n dag. That's all I remember.
Môre is nog 'n dag. Remember that? Hey?
Kokkie. We still had a Jeppy. We used to go Kokkie.
Oh my God. Môre is nog 'n dag. Yussus, hey. You gotta just love the spirit of South Africans. So we didn't keep Christina chatting too long, because as you heard, she had millies to peel and kids to get into the bath. But we love chatting to her so much that we will bring her back on to chat some more in an upcoming episode. So what's become apparent to me over the time of researching and recording these podcasts is that South Africans have stories to tell. And that's both South Africans living abroad as well as Mensa still living in South Africa. And I feel like the intention of this podcast has opened up and broadened to include hearing stories of people still living in South Africa, as well as those living abroad. I've been now living in the Netherlands for almost 8 years, having traveled back to South Africa regularly and kind of missing the winters in both hemispheres. Cheeky, I know. But in 2020, I decided to become more rooted in the Netherlands and now only visit South Africa once or twice a year for a few weeks at a time. My perspective is heightened as I can now feel and understand the differences and nuances of both countries. My initial reason to move was based on heritage and exploring my roots of my grandfather, my opa, who was born and raised in Den Haag during the Second World War. But I wanted to also escape the violence, which is a reality South Africans live under daily, with life-changing, tragic, and shocking consequences at times. after my brother and his now wife were savagely attacked and violated for 5 hours in a home invasion while house sitting for me. I found myself afraid to live in my home in Johannesburg. And I even started carrying a gun and going for shooting lessons. If anyone knows me and my sensitive and nurturing spirit, you would know that this reality was just too harsh for me to bear. But I also found that the Netherlands offered my entrepreneurial drive more opportunity and space to grow. But Yussus, damn, I miss South Africa, its people, and its land daily. So this is solely why I now strive to connect the hearts of South Africans around the world through these podcasts, by sharing stories, experiences for those still living in SA and for those living abroad. There'll be more on my journey, on why I left, where I'm at, what I'm doing in an upcoming episode, so stay tuned. But the point I wanted to bring to you today was that in my own experience, I can see that there are millions of varying factors why South Africans move to other countries in the world. And it's both interesting and healing for these stories to be shared and heard, for both those who left SA and for those who remain in SA. Because it's a real eye-opener for people in other countries as well to hear the stories of what South Africans endure daily. It's inspiring to see how South Africans who have moved out of their homeland are now thriving in countries where the common daily challenges like load shedding or violence don't actually exist. And my respect for South African people has grown exponentially after witnessing the Goedspa and the Gees South Africans offer to any situation, anywhere in the world. And trust me, it's not easy to move and leave your home country. So in upcoming episodes, we will be chatting to my brother Tyrone and his wife Amy, who are currently residing between Spain and Portugal. Tyrone is working for the European Cricket Network, traveling around Europe, and you can watch these games on YouTube daily. Amy is tutoring English and singing at gigs in Spain and Portugal, and on occasion traveling to the Netherlands to pet sit. We'll also be speaking to my mom, who left South Africa to reconnect with her heritage in her retirement years, as it was her father who was born and raised in Den Haag in the Netherlands. We'll be chatting to my sister Jess and her husband Emilio, who moved to the Netherlands to start a new life for themselves and their children in a safer environment. And since moving here, Jess and Emilio have opened up the Lekker store in Utrecht city centre, offering South African foods and home comforts for Mensa living in the Netherlands and looking for a safer fix. We will also chat to Jules, who has partnered with Jessica and Emilio and bakes all the Lekker goodies for the Lekker store. We will also be chatting to my bestie Vanessa, who moved to Spain to be with her parents and spread her wings in her holistic yoga and massage offerings. We will speak to my niece and cousins to hear their motivations to leave South Africa, as they are young and inspiring and creative people. We have already recorded conversations with 3 absolutely entertaining South Africans in the Netherlands who all have different reasons for leaving, and you don't want to miss their episodes. As we grow, we will speak to more and more South Africans around the world. And on that note, if you are South African, living around the world, or still based in South Africa, visit our website, yussus.co.za. Drop us a line and let us set up a recording with you. As I've mentioned before, the idea of the Yussus podcast was conceived in 2019. And between then and now, so much has happened preventing us from going live and uploading the podcasts. However, as each episode goes up into the World Wide Web, we have the most amazing feeling of accomplishment, exhilaration, and so much fun. Each episode is edited and produced with the good old saying, Yussus, just get it done. I would like to thank everyone who takes the time to listen, follow, and subscribe, as this fuels the momentum of this epic journey. And I invite everyone who is sparked by this concept to get in touch with us. Because if I've learned anything, it's that the feeling of connecting with other South Africans, hearing their accents and their stories, is what gives strength when you're feeling sad about leaving South Africa. The feeling of Ubuntu. So buy a donkey, or as the foreigners like to ask us, why do we want to buy a donkey? Or as Christina says, koop 'n fucking donkey. Thank you for listening, and please share this with anyone and everyone you think will enjoy a bit of South African Smaak. We are Yussus, South Africa's wildest, alive with possibilities.